Hello everyone, my name is Gabrielle Heltzel and today we will be talking about landscape ecology and ecosystem. So let's get started. So we're going to talk about landscape ecology to start off chapter 24. Landscape ecology examines spatial patterns and the relationship to ecological processes and changes. This emphasizes the causes and consequences of spatial variation across a range of scales. So if you look at a spatial arrangement of different landscape elements, like patches of forest surrounded by pasture or lakes scattered across a large region of northern forest. A landscape is also a heterogeneous area composed of a dynamic mosaic of interacting ecosystems. There is a biotic flow between habitat patches and the mosaic as individuals or their gametes like pollen move between them. So what is the landscape composition? It is the elements or patches in the landscape as well as to know how much of each kind is present. To calculate, you have to use each portion of each element that is on the mapped area or the measure of the diversity and dominance of dominant elements using the Shannon Index. Landscape structure is the physical configuration of different elements that compose the landscape. If one portion of the landscape is more fragmented than the other, pretty much address whether the landscape is categorized by large or small patches, or how diverse they are, and whether the patches are simple or complex in their shape and fragmented, and how fragmented the landscape is. The importance of scale is used to characterize a landscape should match the needs of the research question or the management issue. Scale is the spatial or temporal dimension of an object or process is categorized by grain, and the grain definition is given, and also is categorized by extent. So we're going to move on to habitat loss and fragmentation and how it decreases habitat area and isolate populations and alter conditions at habitat edges. When fragmented, some species go locally extinct because less food, resources, shelter, or nesting sites in the fragments. Fragmentation usually leads to losses of top predators, giving rise to top-down trophic cascade events. For example, ticks usually harbor in fragmented areas and increase risk of human infection because those small fragments have less predators for them, so they have large communities. Matrix between habitat fragments varies in permeability. Edge effects change abiotic conditions and species abundance in fragments. Biodiversity can be best suited by large reserves and also a numerous of conditions labeled below. Ecosystem management is a collaborative process with the maintenance of long-term ecological integrity at its core value. Approaches to managing natural resources have become more collaborative over time, thus making humans an important part of the ecosystem. And I wanted to conclude this PowerPoint with our very own Texas Landscape Ecology and Ecosystem Management program. Thank you.